What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. This podcast episode is brought to you by IBOW Training. As you know, we talk about training pretty frequently here on the show, and the IBOW has some amazing people that they work with in their network. Are you a designer, rapper, sign maker, or beyond? If you want to invest in your creativity for the future, IBOW Training is the right choice. IBOW is the nation's first training organization to offer training in all aspects of the rap industry, from quoting, design, printing, production, and installation. They offer a variety of training options such as training at your shop, group training classes nationwide, and even private design and print profile training through remote login. With trainers nationwide, IBOW offers support day and night by phone, and many of their trainers are within a day's reach for emergencies. IBOW is growing and will continue to support the industry in a positive manner. For more information, please visit ibowtraining.com. We are also brought to you by We Print Wraps. We Print Wraps is the industry's #1 source for wholesale printed wraps. How easy is it to order wraps? Well, all you have to do is sell the job. Go to weprinwraps.com, choose your desired film for the installation, upload your design, and if you're not a designer, no problem. They can design one for you and get your wraps delivered right to your door. They offer free nationwide shipping all across the U.S. and Canada on all orders over $500. And for exclusive listeners of the All Wrapped Up podcast, you can get 5% promo code when you type in the word All Wrapped Up at checkout to save on your next order today. Less risk, no overhead, wholesale printing. See why the industry pros love them. To get more information, visit weprinwraps.com. Our guest today was washing pinstripe brushes as an apprentice over 25 years ago. He's lugged his gear through the subways in the Big Apple most of his life before now settling in sunny California. Please give it up for the great and powerful Rick Fedor. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to All Wrapped Up Podcast. We'll be interviewing industry-leading rap companies to share tips, tricks, stories, and more. Rick, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much, Jeff. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Can't complain. Busy day today.
Yeah. It definitely was.
I think it's something in the water these last couple of weeks, man. Everyone's been kind of jammed with work. Must be all the good weather.
Must be.
Yeah.
Finally started to break out here, so.
Tell me about it, dude. I'm so sick of this East Coast rain and wind and coldness. I'm over it.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I left New York.
You were born and raised in New York, right?
Yep, I was born and raised in Yonkers.
Wow, man. How was that growing up?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
You know, it was, I grew up in South Yonkers, so it was a big mix of,
diverse.
Yeah.
What was the mix? A lot of Italians in New York?
No, not where I was. It was actually, Polish, Ukrainian, Czechoslovakian, Puerto Ricans, Portuguese.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag.
Holy shit. So going to school was fun.
Well, yeah, I went to Catholic school. So, we had everything in our class.
Wow.
So it was great.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. And things were so different back then, too, than they are nowadays. It was a lot easier.
You know what? It was, I don't know. It's the whole race thing and that. Yeah. We didn't have that when I was growing up.
Right.
You know, I was in South Yonkers. I was the minority. So it was, it was great though. We didn't have any of this, black, white. We were all the same.
Right. Everybody played with each other and nobody ever said shit.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And we never had any problems.
Yeah. You could be out late at night, just kids are running around, nobody really caring as long as you were in, when lights came on and shit like that.
Exactly. Once the
Yeah.
street lights went on, if you weren't inside, you got a nice little whipping.
Yeah. The fucking broomstick or the fucking wooden dowel for making the fucking.
Well, my grandmother, she had these big 3-foot wooden forks and wooden spoon. They were hanging on the wall, man. And she always threatened that if you weren't in, it was like, oh, gotta get in.
Yeah, this isn't just for mixing soup.
Exactly.
Oh man, I miss those days, man. I really do. Like the days you could be out, you wouldn't have to worry about your kids getting snagged by somebody. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's still
or someone sitting on the corner looking at them wrong and everything.
Yep, 100%.
I don't know. This country's going, I don't know, down the tubes.
It's something, man. It's just, I hope things come full circle, cause those times were good where you get the fucking kids outside, you get them out of being in the house watching TV and, playing video games and shit like that. It's crazy. I remember riding my bike till midnight, 2:00 in the morning, and nobody ever bothered me, man.
Yeah.
Nobody would say shit.
I was in, let's see, I was in 6th grade and I got a bike and everything, and that was it. I would leave at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And you didn't see me till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I was all over the place.
Right.
So
imagine all the miles you did on that bike, man. If there was a recorder.
Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine.
We get all paranoid. Like today, man, like for instance, I was up and down on a ladder today. I did 4 panels. It was a side of a box truck repair. Man, my calves were burning by the end of the day getting up and down 4 panels. That's it. I used to ride miles on my bike, man, and not break a sweat. Now I can't get up and down a ladder without my calves getting gummed up.
Oh, trust me. Oh my God. That's hysterical you say that, because, the other day I was on the phone and everything, and I went to stand up and I was just like, oh my God. You know, I felt like I was 180 years old.
Oh, dude.
And then I went up to San Francisco and I was doing, a big, trade show up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm climbing up and down 17-foot ladders, 16-foot ladders.
Jesus.
And my shins.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God. I'm definitely getting old. It's either old or I'm out of shape.
Out of shape, man. You are not old, bro. You are definitely not old. Out of shape, dude. People think like the job description that we do and the trade that we do, it isn't physical. Fuck that. My fucking forearms are fucking burning up from holding the goddamn squeegee. My fingers are getting fucking locked up from holding the goddamn thing. You know, it's years of that continuously. It breaks down your body. You have to keep that
down.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta go to the gym and like take little 10 or 5 pound weights and just hang them over my fingertips. You know what I mean? Just to gain that muscle in your forearm and your hands and your little fingers. Shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's especially when you get towards that thumb area.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's like that right there is like, it's hard as a rock.
Oh, all day.
And I'm always over there massaging that, because that's the one part that as soon as that tightens up, you're done.
Yeah, there's no going back.
Nope.
Do you use like just regular squeegees or like anything out of the realm to help mitigate that?
I just use standard squeegee that I've been using forever.
That's it. The 4 1/4 fucking.
Yep.
Rip it. That's it.
That's it. And then if I got bigger panels and everything, then I'll use the Alumilite squeegee with the handle and that. But you know, other than that, it's 90% of it is all with the regular Teflon 4 1/4 squeegee, and that's it. Nice wet edge.
Yeah, I love, honestly, the tools that they come out with nowadays, like the bill collector and the wider squeegees to kind of get more square footage is nice, but sometimes, going old school with the smaller one is the way to go.
Oh yeah, it's just that, if you're doing big panels though, and you're doing big walls, you need the bill collector. You got to have the Alumilite squeegees. If you're
Right.
not using Alumilite squeegee, then you're missing the game right there.
You're missing a game, yeah. Those, you can rip through some big square footage with those things.
Yeah, I was up at up in San Francisco last weekend, and I was doing 10-foot by 54-foot panels, 54-inch panels.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing 3 panels in 8 minutes.
3 panels in 8 minutes.
Yep, with the Alumilite squeegee.
Shit.
It's basically you zip it down the middle, you push up, you push down, and you're done.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a time saver. Everyone's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah. We gotta do what you're doing, man. What's the trick here? Oh my God. Were you doing that installation with, combined installers or just you yourself?
No, that was just me.
Wow, dude. Do you usually time yourself to see where you're at?
Oh, that's how I timed it. That's how I knew exactly, how fast I was going.
Wow. How many panels did you have total that you had to hang?
I had 37 panels in one section.
Holy shit. 37 panels.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do that? Couple hours?
We were out of there. It was me, and then I had another guy teaming up with me, and we were out of there in 45 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So basically, we came up with a plan that he would just tack the tops.
Yeah.
And then I would just run the squeegee straight down.
Oh my, yeah, and split the load.
Yep. And
Wow.
it was, and people they were amazed.
Holy shit. Was it like barricade type style? Like
Yep,
walls?
it was all barricade, all registration, and everything had to be done. So that's what made it easy, was because you can only go one way.
Right.
Once you start squeegeeing right and left or up and down, that's when you're going to run into your issues.
Right. Yeah,
because you're moving material.
Yeah. You could skew it really fast.
Very fast.
Yeah, especially over a 10-foot panel. Holy shit. That's scary. 30-something panels? 37 panels? My God. Oh my God. Dude, I did 4 panels. I was fucking shitting dude, I had no bleed. I had bleed at the bottom and on all my overlaps. That was it. But everything was registered to the top, right to the tip. And I'm like, damn, man, like, if I fuck this up, I'm going to leave a little bit of white. And it's like, you do one wrong thing and it's fucking toast.
Exactly. And that was just the beginning of an 18-hour stretch of a day.
Holy shit. How many jobs are you getting done in one individual day? Average.
Well, it depends on the job, but,
You must be banging out, what, 3 to 5 jobs a day? Depends on what it is?
Easy depends on what it is.
Wow.
Like this whole trade show that, we basically had to come in there and, help out the union.
Yeah.
Because they were, I honestly watched a guy put up the word group, and it took him 25 minutes, and it was still a half-inch crooked on 6 letters.
It's fucking union pay, bro.
Yeah, but this guy just he had no clue. And I was union in New York. Signmakers union.
Yeah.
And those guys, they're rock stars.
Yeah.
This union up there they were not really into vinyl.
Wow.
And you could tell they bit off way more than they could chew.
That's crazy. How did that work out with, well, there's no union for the wrap industry, so to say. So do they piggyback off the sign side of it and,
Yeah.
and incorporate the wraps into that?
Yeah, well, that's what it came down to because I was a mixed bag of everything.
Yeah.
We were putting up pin mount letters. We were putting up acrylic graphics. We were putting up just vinyl lettering and wraps, and it was a mixed bag of everything. So,
Do you work with a lot of union shops in your area now for work?
no.
Yeah.
No, this was a call in.
Yeah.
And a big help.
well, apparently they needed it.
Oh, they needed it heavy duty.
Holy shit. Do you bring other installers with you with something to that magnitude?
Well, I was contracted in.
Yeah.
And there were 4 other guys, and basically they called us the Vinyl Ninjas.
Wow. That's awesome. Do you do a lot of installs for a lot of other independent shops as a contractor, or do you do a lot of the work yourself, just from you?
I'd say it's about 50-50.
Really?
Now it's about 50-50.
Wow.
Years ago, it was 100% just my work.
Wow.
So, and then I went back to just installing.
Getting out of the whole production.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah, you really have to have a really good process and shop and investment, more than anything for the equipment and keeping up with the times for all that stuff.
Yeah, because I had 2 printers, I had a laser machine, I had a router table.
Wow.
But you have to, you got to realize that you're only a one-man shop.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do, and even with the router business and the laser business, people bought these machines and now they're just sitting around and they're like, oh well, we got to make them work.
Right.
So for me to start my machine up, it was costing me $500 just to start it.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah.
And
so
I was like,
if it was just a little job, you had to have a shop minimum.
Yeah,
$500.
exactly. And you can't just sit there and do, 2 ADA plaques
right.
and call it a day.
Uh-huh.
You'd be like, well, they're not made out of gold.
Right. Right. Exactly. I mean, great money when you can make it, but a hard sell when you're doing little jobs here and there. You'd have to wait for the week, hopefully a couple jobs, and you can produce all the jobs at one shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, in New York, there is no waiting. It's like, all right, well, how come it's not done?
Right.
Well, I'm still on the phone with you.
Is it really still fast paced there? Like
it's if it wasn't done before they called, then you
lost it.
You lost it.
Man, I don't know how. Like, I've been to New York numerous times, and just going, into the city and seeing all the signage and seeing everything LEDs and companies fixing LEDs constantly. I just can't imagine all the little shops around the area making money constantly. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shops down there, but like everything's so fast paced. And that's
why you have so many shops, because there's so much going on.
Oh my God.
In the city.
Yeah.
It's just that, you got all the work on Broadway. Then you got all the work just on Times Square.
Right.
And that's just a very small area.
Right. Very small.
Then you do off Broadway. Then you do over by Water Street, and that's a whole nother realm.
Right.
There's a ton of work there. It's just that the problem is there's guys walking around with ladders and squeegees doing it for nothing.
Well, I was gonna say, is it cutthroat? It's gotta be
so cutthroat. Once I started having one of my customers and telling me that they got a guy that can do it for 75 cents to $1 a square foot, I'm looking at him and I'm like, I'm like, really?
I couldn't even start my car for that.
I said, I'm not getting out of bed for that.
Right. Wow.
Even if it's 1,000 square feet, I'm still not doing it.
No. Oh my God. That low, huh? Man, I haven't heard cents put into the square footage realm in quite a while.
Well, you got to get more people from New York on this podcast, and they'll tell you, they'll be like, "Oh, it's horrible. It really is."
How do they survive with things like that? Is it just the sheer volume that they're
I don't know.
focused
They
on?
must all live in the same apartment.
Yeah. Group, yeah. Just renting rooms all day long. Oh my God.
But like even to get on the subway and go from one end to the other end and carrying a ladder and everything, like I'm sorry.
Do you actually see that though? People are like carrying ladders and all their gear through the subway?
I used to.
Really?
I used to have a lot of my stuff. If I was doing like an ADA signage install and that,
yeah,
I would have it sent to location.
Wow.
And I'd go there with my step ladder and my tool bag, and I'd get right on the subway and I'd go there. Because here's the whole thing. If you don't have a commercial vehicle, you can't park on the street.
And that's like $100 ticket every time, if not more.
Every time. And then, now, if it's, just put it this way, if it was after 10 o'clock in the morning, the install, you had to get into the city and get into a parking garage, so you at least got your early bird special.
Right.
Otherwise, you're paying $26 an hour.
Wow. Whew.
Yeah,
you're not making any money.
A lot of these companies, they don't sit there and they don't calculate exactly what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
To do work in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta upcharge that shit. I mean, even for us to go into Boston, and Boston literally is 15 minutes, like from our door to probably Newbury Street, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops on like late afternoon. Traffic's gone, everything ready to go. We always charge extra because we know we're gonna have to pay for parking. We know we're gonna have to do at least 2 loops around to find parking, because the parking, you find a parking garage, you're going to get smoked in the parking garage for sure. They have minimums. You know what I mean? You're there for 10 minutes, you're paying $24. You're there for 3 hours, you're going to pay $24. It's just, it is what it is. But, park on the street, you get a quick hour install. It's like $7.50, park on the street, ready to go.
Yeah.
But you got to charge for that. You can't take that out of your bottom end there. Come on.
No. And that's what a lot of these marketing companies and everything, when you tell them the price, it's like, here, well, this is what's happening. But they don't realize that these guys are just walking and just jumping on trains.
Right.
And,
that's crazy.
It's like serious?
You're
serious.
That's got to be a tough life. Dude, how long did you do that for? Train to train, job to job?
Oh, I did that for, I'd say about 2 years.
Wow. I mean,
but
here's
the whole thing. It wasn't like I was just doing that job. This job was like a 3-month project.
Right. So
so I did Mima Towers.
Wow.
Mima Towers 1, Mima Towers 2, and then Yotel. So basically, I'm going to these job sites for at least 4 months.
Yes, you bring your gear the first time. Were you able to leave your stuff there?
Oh yeah, they gave me a whole room, everything, put it in there.
Wow.
Lock it up. But again, that gets tiring. Because all you're doing is putting up ADA signage and pin mount letters and everything.
Yep.
There's only so many floors you can look at a day.
And they all look the same.
They all look identical.
Right. Oh, you start thinking you're in like, what's that movie? Groundhog Day?
Oh yeah.
Just,
you go on, you start at the 45th floor and then you come down to the 18th and looks identical.
Oh, I know. Oh my God. How depressing is that? Every day, knowing you're there for weeks, months at an end, and just the same hallway, just over and over and over again.
Yeah, the penthouse was nice though.
Oh yeah, when you get to the top, I'm sure those rooms got a lot better as soon as you get up to the top.
Oh yeah, it was just the views.
Oh my God. And do a lot of them open up, like you take the elevator and it just opens up into the freaking apartment?
Well, some of them would do that. Those were like the high penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But, and here's the whole thing. When you think penthouse, you think that's the top floor and that's it.
Right.
Well, no, they would split floors. The top 3 floors would be penthouses.
Wow.
So you had one whole apartment on the top floor.
Jesus.
Second floor, you had 2 apartments. And the third penthouse, you had 3. It was like, really? Like this is just confusing.
Ugh. You gotta have some crazy stories from being in those places, right?
Oh, I've seen some stuff and
and heard some stuff.
Yeah. Just on the contractor elevator that they put on the outside of the building.
Yeah.
Is the stories you hear in there is just like, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fun though. You know, and that was a good part of 2 years for me. That I was just doing those installs, and I was like, man, this is good. And then about a year and a half in, I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this.
Yeah. It's tough because, you know, you do what you gotta do. Were you working for someone at the time, or were you doing it for yourself at that time?
I was doing it I've only worked for one company for about 3 years.
Wow.
And everything else has been on my own.
Wow, that's amazing. That had to be tough, but you know, you do what you gotta do to kind of make ends meet, pay your bills. You work the odds and ends, and you know, having a contract like that now would be like money. You're making money with that, you know, and you're inside. If you go out there in the wintertime, that's a score. That's a great wintertime job.
This wasn't during the winter. This was actually right when spring broke.
Oh. And
it was all summer, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, what I would do to be outside right now.
The only good thing was, you know, it's spring and summer in New York City. There's no place better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
There's absolutely nothing better than that.
Yep.
Like, it's absolutely stunning. And just the people and everything, and the crowds and everything. It's that fast-paced life.
Yeah, I agree. I loved New York. I used to party in New York. I used to go to clubs in New York. And the shit over there is so different than around here. Their clubs and their nightlife doesn't start till like 2:00 in the morning. Like,
oh yeah. Like 10 o'clock is when you're taking a shower and getting ready to go out.
Yeah, you eating dinner at 10.
You're eating dinner at 10. You're pre-gaming.
Yep.
And then you're going out.
Right. And you're getting out of the clubs at 7, 6. No, don't they have that little buffer? Like you have to leave?
Well, you know, you have to leave, but then you always go to the after hour.
Yeah.
Then, you know, that turns into a whole nother affair. And
next thing you know, you're outside at 10 o'clock in the morning, wiping your eyes, can't even see, and
doing the walk of shame.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Oh, I've been to numerous nightclubs down there. I used to promote here in Boston and a couple places in New York back then, and we would crash on friends' couches and go out at night and drive back Sunday night, you know, make it back to college college life for the rest of the week and then go back and party for the weekend again, man. Them were the days.
Yeah, no college here. Just strictly work.
Just strictly work. You did high school though, right? You got your diploma?
Yep. Did high school. Graduated, Roosevelt High School.
Nice. It's always good to at least have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? And honestly, it was funny because I was in, Catholic high school.
Strict.
And, it wasn't just that it was strict. It was, I had some unfortunate happenings in my family and everything. So I had to go to public high school after that.
Oh, what a change,
huh? Oh my God. I was a bunch of retards in the public high school because Catholic high school was so much more advanced.
Yeah.
And I took placement tests and I was already 2 grades above where I was supposed to be. And I was like, "Oh, that's great. Let's go."
Wow.
No, we can't do that. And I was like, "Well, why not?"
What
I'm like, "Well, why not?" And honestly, I cut school every other day.
Wow.
And then ended up dropping out just to work.
That's tough. What grade was that? Junior year?
That was 10th grade.
Yeah. Sophomore year. Holy shit.
Yeah, because I'm sitting in class and I learned that stuff that they were teaching in there in 7th grade.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going backwards.
And I was just like, I can't do this. You know?
Jeez. So what'd you do? Go back after? Finish it up?
I went and New York State has they have 2 tests that you can take.
To opt out?
It's
graduate?
To opt out.
Yeah.
So it was either a GED or it was an actual high school diploma.
Wow.
But it was a 2-day test, just like a GED.
Right.
But they asked you everything.
Oh.
And I went through it and rocked it out.
Nice.
And I didn't do that until I was, like 26, 27 years old. And I just went in and they gave you work. All right, no problem. You handed in homework. And then a week later, you took the test. And I took the test, and I actually graduated with my whole class. That's what my diploma says.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was, I just couldn't handle that.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's, high school diploma is one thing. College is always an iffy subject to talk about. It's, back then, did you really need to go to college? No. A lot of people back then were immigrants. They wanted better lives for their, sons, daughters, whatever. But they didn't push it on them. It was always work. We gotta help the family and gotta get a job as soon as you can. You're working.
Exactly.
After school, at night, during the weekends. You help pay back then. And
yeah, and a lot of that was I was already on my own by that time.
At 26?
Before that even.
Wow.
Yeah. It's I just just
live your
my
life.
own person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. How tough is that, being young, one, two, being in the New York area? Did you kind of have roommates or have your own place?
I didn't have a roommate. I was all on my own.
Wow.
So it was honestly, but here's the whole thing. I was always working.
Yeah. You didn't have time to dwell or think about it.
I didn't have time to worry and be like, oh, well, I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I was doing pretty good on my own.
Wow.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
And then it's just New York hits you.
Yeah. Unfortunately. When did you move to the West Coast?
Last year I got here the end of July.
Wow.
Yep.
So you were in the East Coast for what? The better part of 30-something years?
More like 46 years.
Wow.
45 years. Yeah.
Wow. Was it the better weather? More business?
Well, no, it really wasn't the better weather. It was just trying to create something better for myself, for my family, and everything. Because it's a better way of living. Because here's the whole thing is when you price everything out and you go to New York is expensive as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And when you calculate out housing and income and everything like that, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not level. It's not a level playing ground. It's a lot more level on the West Coast. Like, one person can actually make a great wage and still have a house and not kill themselves working 120 hours a week.
Mm.
You know, where in New York, you need two incomes, one doing at least 60 hours a week and the other one doing 40.
Yeah.
You know, and for what you get out here, weather-wise, it outbeats what you get in New York. You know, so it's a win situation. You're not dealing with snow and you're not dealing with ice and you're not dealing with downtime and everything like that. It's a complete year-round area.
Right. Perfect for our type of industry.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And the benefits are great because, like you said, the cost of living, it's the same thing here in Boston, man. If not, it might even be worse here in Boston. It's, you know, you could buy I
know how Boston is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You buy a house around here, dude. Like, I don't know. I've been looking and creeping on the house game and doing my research. Decent house, 450, maybe 500K for a decent house. Well, something that needs work. But if you go maybe like 20 miles down, you can get like acre of land, 3,000 square feet for like 250. It's like, why is the demographic so extreme from town to town? It drives me nuts.
Here's a little thing. You know, let's just say you were gonna buy a house or anything where I lived in Westchester.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just Westchester alone, for a 20 by 100 lot, you're at $15,000 a year just in taxes.
Oh, man.
That's just for the property. That's not for the house that's on it.
Right. God.
And now you're at a minimum for a house, like a house. Not an apartment, not a condo, not a townhouse.
Mm.
A regular house. You're at a minimum $600,000.
Wow. And the taxes are high. They're not like...
So here's the whole thing. You automatically, that year, just for property, that's not even a house on it. So when they assess it and everything else, it comes out to like $18,000 to $20,000 a year in property tax.
God.
So now that's $20,000 out of both incomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both incomes. You know, like, really?
That's tough.
You gotta hustle.
Yeah. Yeah. Make 10 grand each.
Yeah.
Woo.
And that's just for that. That's not even putting food on the table.
Right.
That's not electric. That's not cable. That's not furnishing. That's nothing.
Right.
That's just living.
That's tough, man. And you know, I don't know. You gotta live that office life. You know, you gotta have at least one income making $100K, if not more. One income.
Minimum 100K.
Minimum. Yeah, absolutely. Or you're not going to be able to do anything with yourself. You're basically going to be house broke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not being a good house broke either.
No, you're scraping by. Jesus Christ.
Because now, let's put it this way. Something breaks in the house.
Yeah.
Now what do you do? Your boiler goes.
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
it's a couple grand.
There's $5K right out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. God, and then your insurance, car insurance,
Exactly. And this is what I was saying. That's just living.
Right.
That's nothing else. That's not a cell phone bill. That's not anything else that has to be involved.
Right. That's just somewhere where you go lay your head at night.
Exactly. For maybe 4 hours to 6 hours.
Shit.
And stay out of the rain.
Yeah, and the snow and all the bullshit that comes with it.
And the freezing cold and all that other nonsense.
Yeah. Have you been traveling West Coast to kind of feel out the demographic and kind of, cause I mean, California is a big state.
California is huge.
Yeah. Like where did you find out where your best demographic, where you wanted to live?
Oh, right now I'm in San Diego.
Just like perfect, huh?
Yeah. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Listen to you. That's quite nice.
20 minutes you're at the beach, an hour you're in the mountains.
Oh.
Another hour in another direction, you're in the desert.
That's beautiful, man.
It's like, really? Well, I don't do nothing in the desert, so that to me is like pointless.
Pointless. You obviously see the beach though. Beach is nice.
The beach was beautiful. I went and took my dog to the beach this weekend, and oh my God. You want to talk about an amazing beach, crystal blue water. I was blown away.
I miss being in California. God, I was only there for 10 days, but God, those were the best 10 days I had in a long time.
When you were at rap time.
Yeah, it was great. It was perfect weather that week too, man. It maybe rained once the whole time I was there.
Yeah, and that's like a spit.
Yeah, just, an hour or two.
Yeah. We're used to heavy duty rain on the East Coast.
Oh my God.
We're used to days.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you the other day, I mean, it was raining all day and the wind was howling. Dude, you couldn't go outside. It felt like somebody was, throwing spitballs at your face. The rain was hitting you so hard. Oh my God. Miserable. But I don't know how do you take the heat coming from the West Coast? I mean, honestly, how it is. You know how it is here with the humidity. When it's humid, it's like you can't even go outside. It's so sticky.
And here's the crazy thing. The hotter the weather, the better.
You think so?
I know for a fact. I've done it. I lived in Florida for about 9 months.
Wow.
And I can't. I hate the cold. I really do. My body does not like the cold at all.
It only took you 40-something years to figure it out. Hey, wait a minute. I can go to the East Coast.
I always knew.
Oh, shit.
It's just actually having the balls to do it.
That's the toughest part. I think uprooting your life in, what you know for so many years to just pick up and go. That's gotta be tough, man.
And the crazy thing is all I did was, I bought a trailer. I packed my trailer. The only thing in my trailer is workout equipment and my tools.
That's it?
That was it.
And you're ready to go.
I was like, I gotta make something better.
Oh, simple life,
Failure
man.
ain't an option.
Yeah. You've been doing it for way too long.
Yeah.
And you can do that. Yeah. And you can do that shit anywhere. You know it.
Exactly. I've had people ask me to come to the Netherlands. I've had people ask me to go to Brazil. And it's
never take that offer or what?
Nah.
Why not?
I like the United States.
You don't want to go check it out? Have you ever been outside of the United States?
I was once.
Where'd you go?
I went to Czechoslovakia.
Wow.
And it was beautiful, beautiful country. You know, but I don't know.
Scared? You scared?
I'm not scared.
No?
No, I'm not scared of much.
You'll do anything once.
I drove cross country.
Yeah. Did you get to see a lot? Did you stop at a bunch of places on the way?
Oh, I stopped at my buddy Jeremy, and then I stopped at Kevin Kemp.
Yeah.
You know, stopped at Joe Solis's place.
Nice.
You know, I got to see it, and you know, it's funny, like everyone says, you know, oh, rap family.
Yeah.
This isn't, that has nothing to do with rap family. This is family.
Right.
When people bring you into their house, that's family.
Yeah.
That's no longer, it's no longer an industry family.
Right.
That's family in my book.
Yeah. Break bread with you. That's huge.
Exactly.
Yeah. That goes.
You know, that's how I look at it. You know, and I hear that, oh, my extended rep family, blah, blah, blah. Nah. Once you're in someone's house and you're out there eating dinner with them and you work with them and everything, they're family now.
Right.
You know, and I have a lot of people in the industry that I've done that with.
And it's good because you can travel amongst them and work and network. It's just
exactly.
It's great. It's a great feeling to know that, you know, you can pick up the phone and be at Joe's place, you know, next week because he's got a huge job, and you can lend a hand, and you don't have to worry about room and board, and you can, you know, crash on his couch or extra spare room, and he'll feed you for the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then go out to a baseball, because Joe took me out to a baseball game when I was there, and I was like, seriously? Like, wow, like.
Took you on a date? Awesome. What the? I gotta get that in.
Basically, it was me, him, his wife. You know, we had a blast, and it was just like, wow, like that's serious.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, a little bit of fun and a little bit of work. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
I'll tell you though, that place was hot as hell when I was there.
Texas? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it is. Woo, right?
I was like, wow, we got out of the truck and he was wrapping a tanker, and I was giving him a hand, and I was like, I looked down and I don't sweat. I don't sweat in 90-degree weather. And people look at me and they're like, that's a freak. You're a freak. I broke out into such a sweat. And I was like, I'm soaked.
Had to change your shirt? You got to bring multiple shirts when you go to Texas?
Multiple shirts, you know. I think I even left my drawers there, you know, because they were soaking wet.
Oh, shit. And how do you...
I had like 4 or 5 bottles of water in like 10 minutes, and I was like, man, this is still not doing anything.
Oh, yeah. Dehydration's got to be the biggest killer down there, man. Jeez.
It has to be.
My God. I'd carry a gallon of water on me. I mean, just even here, I carry bottles of water with me every day. It's like... It's crazy. You can't be working like an asshole. I mean, we all tend to forget. I mean, some of us work through lunch. You know it. You know.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
What's lunch?
A fucking Snickers and a Gatorade is what lunch is half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll have to tell you, when I got out of the industry back in 2016, and I gained 25 pounds in 1 year, which is crazy. I'm a small dude, as you know. I was soaking wet $125, $130 for the longest time. I got out of the industry, dude. I gained 25 fucking pounds because I ate.
Yeah.
I ate lunch. I had time to eat lunch. You know, it was mandatory. It's like, hey,
exactly. Your stomach's like,
oh yeah,
buddy,
dude.
We're not working right now. We can have a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Stretch that belly out a little bit, you know? It's crazy. And dude, I was doing that for years. I know it's gotta be unhealthy. There's no way, you know?
Oh, it's not healthy.
Yeah. You having what? A McDonald's fucking, McDonald's breakfast?
And I did that for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you're grabbing a McDonald's breakfast, then you're just grabbing like something at Taco Bell real quick.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep the, you know.
Some type of fuel.
Yeah. To keep the machine going.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my God, this just can't be good for you.
No, dude. I think it should, you know, if anything, it should be mandatory. Everybody's got to have a 30-minute break. You got to go eat something. Like, you got to tack that in there, because health and mental health, man, like, you got to have that shit on point. If not, you're not going to be good to nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're going to be useless, because here's the whole thing is your body's going to just get tired out. Now you're not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's right. Like, even with sleep and everything, it's got to be everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, trust me, I burn the clock a lot, and I'm like, oh man, you know, but now I feel it, because when I burn that clock, that takes me 2 days to recover.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
And I'm like, holy cow, I did 18 hours, but geez.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, hopefully.
I'm useless the next day.
Yeah. That's you know, you gotta, you know, sleep a little bit longer, or you know what it is? It's time management too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't have those 18-hour back-to-back days.
No.
You know.
You can do, like, I can do an 18-hour, and then I can do another 18-hour, but I need a minimum of 4 hours between them. Minimum.
4 hours. I thought you were going to say 4 days.
No, but, you know, it's like we were talking the other day, you know, it's all about pacing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you just can't go in there and just like I'm going to run down the hill and I'm going to screw all those cows.
Right.
You know,
right.
You got to be the older guy and be like, listen, we're going to run down there. And then we're going to take one cow at a time.
Yep.
You know, you got to pace yourself. Because the second you go and you're full steam for 6 hours, now all of a sudden, when you're told, oh, well, you still got another 10 hours and these other projects and everything else have to get done. That's when you find people sleeping in the corners.
Mm.
And that's when you find jobs that are getting, you know, messed up. Everything's crooked. It's just not a good situation for anybody involved.
Yeah.
You know, and
you got to be a veteran to know that. You know what I mean? You got to put in your years and your time. You got to have that experience underneath your belt to know that those particular, and it usually happens with fleet jobs. You know, when you underneath the gun, okay, we gotta wrap 100 vans and we got 4 days to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're like, oh,
you're looking at other crews fucking just like dragging ass, and you're just fucking whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm fucking going. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting my 25 done and I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
And that's basically what it comes down to. It's just pace yourself. I've seen so many guys just burn out real quick.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, are you serious?
And,
like,
and guys that are way younger than you again.
Way younger, half my age, and they're sitting on the floor like, oh my God.
They can't hang.
And I'm like, wow. When I was your age, forget it. I'd be up 2-3 days in a row just to get jobs done.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do that anymore.
Yeah.
No way.
You've done your time and paid your dues, man. No more working like that. Yeah.
Nah.
Definitely.
That's young cat work.
Yeah. Asshole work.
But the problem is the young cats don't want to do it.
No, man. I've said this numerous times and way past previous episodes that nowadays, like, there are some good people out there that will put their time and put the effort and their passion into it. But there's some people that just think, hey, I could just couple $1,000, I'll get into it, I'll make some money and put in a little bit of time and I'll be a millionaire. No. They ain't gonna work like that. You know what I mean? You gotta put in.
Let me know how you make out with that one.
Yeah, dude. And everybody always starts that way. You work your 18, 20-hour days and you hustle for your first 5-6 years, That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Gotta put yourself out there.
But you see, what you gotta do is you can't have a significant other when you're doing that.
No.
Because then you just screw everything up.
Oh, it sucks. It sucks. You throw kids in the mix. Stop.
Yeah.
You can't.
And then all of a sudden you go to enjoy it and you're like, oh wow, you're 5 years old? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know that.
I saw you come out. That was it.
Yeah. Oh, I know that race all too well. Twice. It sucks. And what sucks even more is realizing it when it's too late.
Yeah.
You're too far gone. You're married to your work more than you're married to anything else, and you tend to lose it all. But that's
it's that quantity over quality.
Right. It's a sacrifice you make.
This has probably got to be, honestly, the toughest industry to be in.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. When it comes down to actually trying to balance everything, I think it's probably the hardest industry in the world.
I agree with that.
For a whole balance, that's I'm sure a lot of guys will argue with me, but for when it comes down to balance, this is the top.
It's got to be, because we're a lot of the times, if not all the times, at the mercy of our clients. Sometimes.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we do it to ourselves, and we know it, because we want to take in the work. We don't like to say no to every job. We want to get the opportunity. We don't want to lose the opportunity, even if it's something so minute, but later on down the road could potentially be something so much bigger. We bend over backwards, and sometimes
and that comes down to just us being passionate about the industry.
Yeah,
because we know there's so much unsatisfactory work being done.
Yeah,
that we'd rather do it because this is our customer, this is our client.
Yeah,
and we want to give them the proper job. But a lot of times you just got to be like, well, why am I doing this?
Well, you're already knees deep in it when you realize that.
I'm in the
shoulders.
Chest deep. They were already kicking dirt on me. I was like, oh man.
It's like, yeah. I mean, I think I was talking about this on my way home today with a friend of mine here in Boston, and he was talking about a scenario about a small job. He's like, I want to take this small job, and the guy's great and he'll pay, but he's just a pain in the ass. He's like, I'm just going to do it. And I'm like, yeah. And then when you start doing it, you're going to remember that you've regretted it the last time you did it, and you're fucking repeating it again. It's just give it to somebody else. Let somebody else deal with it. It's just, you don't want to say no.
Let someone else have the fun.
Yeah. Let them enjoy your experiences, I love giving it. I love giving, I want to say, a needy client to somebody else and just be like, hey, John, I'll give you this client, dude. It's on me. Here you go. And I get a phone call a couple days later. Dude, what the hell did you do that for?
Cause I love you.
Cause I love you. That's it. I wanted to share the wealth. You know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly.
And then you have, battle stories, to share with the group at the end of the day. And it's, it's tough. Like you said, it is tough, and we do it to ourselves, and it's tough when you do have a significant other or somebody. But at the end of the day too, there are a lot of people in the industry that support each other really well, like Joe and his girl, like,
oh yeah. And then you got Jeremy,
yeah, Chris Bull,
Amy.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's you've got a lot of great groups that are, you know, they're hands on too. They help out at the shop and they see the struggles and they understand. And I think that's a big part too. When you don't share it, or they see it, you know, face to face happening, they don't understand, you know, what you're going through. And sometimes that's tough, you know, for someone like me. And this is just the way I am. I'm very non-verbal person. I don't really have a lot of emotions. I don't speak very well when it comes to, kind of my feelings and stuff like that. So when well, dude, I'll tell you, the podcast has opened me up quite a bit. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, because now you get to talk to other people and now you're like, oh, wait, you know, maybe I'm not that guy in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get what you're going through. I'm like the Dr. Phil a little bit. You know what I mean?
Dr. Phil in a rap industry.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it kind of works out. Just being that, you know, that person that just says, you're not the only one. You're not.
Yep.
You're not the only one. And this is how to get out of that, you know, to give you those little snippets of advice where the new upcomers or even people that have been in the industry for a couple of years, like, haven't been able to find a path or a door, you know, listen to a podcast. Somebody's going to give you a nugget somewhere and you can take it. Yeah. Each episode has something in it, you know?
Exactly.
You take one little piece, hey, run with it.
Yeah, there's always something you can take from every episode.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it's funny because I've taught a lot of guys and, you know, they've worked with me and everything, brought friends on and everything. And I'm like, don't get into this industry.
Oh shit. Yeah. Not unless like, you want to lose some years, you know?
Yeah, exactly. If you want to have, you know, you'll make an honest living.
Yeah.
You will make an amazing, honest living. But, you know, you're going to pay for it too. Your body's going to pay for it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
You know, your body, your mind, just the stuff you see and people, stuff you deal with and current situations, and people are like, oh, well, that sign's only 16 feet. You go there with a 17 or 18 foot ladder and it's 25 feet up. It's like, really?
Yeah, you're backing up the truck, you're backing up the van, and you're putting the ladders. Yeah, van. Dude, I've been there. Oh, I've been there. Holy shit. Numerous times.
I've had to put a ladder on a scissor lift.
Come on.
I've had to put a ladder on a scissor lift.
That's a whole nother level right there.
Yeah. OSHA wasn't happy with that one.
Oh, but. Did they see you?
Oh no. Yeah, they saw me. They just turned the eye because sometimes, you know, they know. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. If this guy, you know what they're thinking? If this guy's crazy enough to do that, I don't even want to talk to him.
I don't even want to talk because
nothing good's going to happen.
I'm going to end up believing him when I'm done. So
win-win. Win-win. Holy shit. Whew, that's a whole nother level, man. I can't even think of the craziest shit I've done. I've done some stupid shit, man, that I could just, if I was the one on the sidewalk or on the car driving by and looking at myself doing it, like, that dude's an asshole. He's going to hurt somebody or himself.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to tell you a crazy one. I was doing a big campaign for Chase.
Yeah.
And it was a liquid campaign and everything, their whole new card and that. So they send me the schematics, and the schematics show that literally I can put up a 22-foot ladder, which no big deal.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. And that the graphics would be underneath me. So at least I can still peel and stick.
Right.
well, the schematics were wrong.
As they all are.
And literally, the top of the graphic was 29 feet.
Oh.
And I'm on a 22-foot little giant.
And you're only what? 5'9", 5'10"?
I'm only 5'9".
Yeah.
So now I'm on Queens Boulevard in front of this bank, and it's busy as all hell. People are hitting into the ladder.
Oh my God.
And I'm like this. I'm like, I come down the ladder, I go inside, I get the security guard. Can you know, I had cones up, I had caution tape.
They don't care.
They're moving the cone and the caution tape. Like it does. That's all right. No problem.
Yeah. They just want to cash their check.
I go inside and I asked the security guard, I was like, is there any way possible you could just stand in front of the ladder just so I can get these 4 panels up and then I'm okay.
Right.
I'm standing on the top rung of the ladder.
Oh my God. Oh. You're not scared of heights, right? Obviously. No. I'd be shaking like a leaf up there.
When people are hitting the ladder, then you get a little scared.
Yeah. Oh.
So he goes, all right, I'll come out. And he comes out, and then all of a sudden he had to go back inside. He couldn't do it.
Oh.
So I'm standing there. I'm like, oh my God. I look across Queens Boulevard, and there's a sign company with a bucket truck. I said, you know what? All right, no problem. Went across the street, asked them how much they would charge for me to use the bucket to put up those 4 panels. And they were like this. They were like, oh, well, you know, give us like $150. And I'm like, really? All right, cool. They came over, used the bucket truck. And I was like, I'm like, really? I should have just did that from jump. Like,
right.
But the schematic was just wrong. And I thought I could be a superhero.
Yep.
And yeah, no.
It never works out. And as much as you try to make good with it, it's sketchy. And
that was, I did 123 locations.
Wow.
And I was just like, well, this is one of the locations. All right. Everything else I could get with a normal ladder.
Really?
Yeah. Everything else I was pretty much, I was 2 rungs from the top. So I was good.
Wow. Just this one, they just didn't survey it right.
It wasn't surveyed right, but the window sizes were right, which I was just like, someone just put in the wrong number. And I was
Somebody
just like,
had to get up there. Somebody had to get up there. It was like, we're just going to screw this guy over. Let's just tell them that they're all under 22 feet.
Yeah. And it was all good. I told them that, you know, I told the company that hired me and everything, and they were like, oh, well, listen, not a problem. You know, just put it in on your invoice.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like, oh, okay. No problem. They were like, well, that's our mistake. You know?
I think sometimes we get a little bit too nice and we don't want to go back on our word, because it is contract pricing. Obviously, you're doing multiple locations. Yeah. You're bidding on the whole entire job. You're expecting no issues, which good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck. You know, and you know, things happen, and you know, sometimes as a newer installer or a new business, you kind of get shy. Where like, it's $150, we'll just eat it. But no, you shouldn't have to. You know?
Yep.
Shouldn't have to.
But I was pretty good with this company.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing all the private client signage and everything. And, you know, so I was really, they were just like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah, you had an in. You could just make a phone call and be like, hey, here's the deal.
You know, I had to use a bucket truck, blah, 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 you know, meet me halfway. And they were like, no, just tell us what it was and that's it. No problem.
Nice.
And I was like, wow. All right, cool.
Easy conversation.
It was so easy, but I had already known the salesmen,
Yeah.
and they weren't even from New York. That was all out of state.
Wow.
And they were tremendous. They were cool guys and everything, you know. Even after that whole project, I ended up sending them, dinners to Jordan's restaurant and everything in Chicago. Because that's where they were out of. And because they didn't have to use me. They could have used somebody else.
That's right. And at the end of the day too, you know, just giving them that quick little gesture, like, hey, go out, drinks and food on me. Appreciate the business. Yeah. That shit goes a long way.
Is I know I wasn't the cheapest around either.
Yeah.
I was expensive. I was literally expensive.
Well, but that's good. You know,
they never had a failure with me.
Yeah. That's key.
Never.
They'll pay for good work.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of these companies, they don't realize, you know, is listen, stand your ground. Stay with your pricing. Mm-hmm. Because once you start decreasing your price, something's going to have to give. Mm. You know, quality's going to give, missed deadlines and that. You know, something gives, always gives. Once you give on your pricing, something always gives.
Right.
You know, and that's what a lot of these companies, they don't realize is, you know, stick your ground because these companies are making 3 times what you're getting paid. Mm. So you're all right. You're good.
I agree with you.
Material prices haven't gone down. Rent hasn't gone down. Taxes haven't gone down.
Right. So, if anything, they've gone up.
Exactly. Shit. And here's the whole thing is, and I've noticed this is a lot of people don't even raise their prices every year.
Right.
You have to raise your price at least 3% every year.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's cost of living.
Yep.
You know, and it boggles my mind when people are charging prices and I see it, I'm like, really? That was like 8 years ago.
Right. I've seen that.
Like I'm way past that already.
Yeah. Where you been, dude? Living underneath a rock? Come on.
Like you gotta stay with the times.
Yeah.
You know, you go to McDonald's, they're not charging 15 cents for a burger no more.
No, Happy Meals used to be at 99 cents. You're paying $5.
Now they're in excess of $5.
Yeah, come on. Oh, dude.
Do the math.
And 99 cents was with the toy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
How much you think that toy cost?
And it was probably a better toy than they got now.
Fuck, dude. They were way better toys back then. Collector's items, man. Those things are worth gold now.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Ah. And the whole raising the price thing, I feel like the whole raising the price, kind of, you know, the bottleneck is the installer area because, you know, a lot of the shops that are doing full service, they have the print, you know, they have overhead, they have, material they have to buy, you know, they feel that when it goes up 2%, 3% twice a year, sometimes once a year. Once a year is a gem, but it usually goes up twice a year, which is fucked up, but whatever, that's a whole nother thing. But,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? I think we've already raised our prices like 6%, like since January, and we're not even in May yet. It's like, what the hell?
Exactly.
Like, come on, guys.
What happened to the first quarter? Really?
Yeah, you didn't even get through it, and you already jammed us another 2%. Like, come on. And it's like, it's tough because, you know, you do have cost of material and you can't eat that. And you go through the year and you have contract pricing with multiple corporations, multiple franchises where you have set pricing, where you have to go back and now renegotiate the whole contract again because the cost of material has gone up. And, you know, cost of material for them went up somewhere or another, gas prices, whatever the case may be, you know, it's got to come out of somebody's hand, you know?
Someone.
Yeah. It ain't going to be me. I'll tell you that. You know?
And that's what a lot of these guys, they don't realize. It's because, it's coming out of their pocket.
Right.
It's coming out of their bottom end. But here's the whole thing. When you go to do taxes, guess what?
Yeah, you're getting jammed.
Uncle Sam is still taking it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you lose your 3% and then you lose, your end goal at the end when you go to file your taxes. God.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, you gotta spend it. You gotta spend it. Don't let Uncle Sam take it. Just spend your money. Go buy a fucking truck at the end of the year. Go buy a machine at the end of the year. Go do something. Just, why give it back? Why give it back,
Why give it to him,
Right. Right.
They got plenty.
More than plenty. They got what did I hear somebody say? It's the biggest, mob in history is.
That's the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah. That's a whole other realm of.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Something else. Wrong one. We're not Joe Rogan here.
Exactly, right?
Oh shit. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like they will take it and they have no problem taking it. So why not just spend it? Figure your last quarter out, where you need to be and what your budget is. I mean, I think budget's huge. Like nobody in our, some of us, I don't want to say all of us, but some of us, create budgets for the year, marketing, how much we spend on the business, new equipment for the end of the year. You have to spend that or you're going to lose it. You need to have that.
So tax you 45% on it.
Dude, have a
nice day.
I got screwed one year. I know I've said this numerous times. I probably sound like a broken record with my income tax fucking jab, 12 grand at the end of the year. Thank you. Could have bought myself a brand new car for 12 grand.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's a rookie mistake that I made. Rookie mistake. Didn't even know.
We all do.
Yeah. Nobody tells you how to run a business.
No.
Come
what
on.
Is that?
Yeah.
They should teach that in school.
In high school.
I think once you're in 8th grade, now is when you should be being taught banking,
business,
running a business.
Agreed.
Just normal
Basics.
common sense stuff that you're going to need after you get out of high school.
Yeah.
And they don't even show any of that. And it's like, really?
Not even a smidge. They'll jam algebra down your throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to need this.
I did that shit twice.
I've never used it since.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time I'm using numbers is figuring out my square footage with the charge, you bastards. You know what I mean? That's it. Sometimes I even fuck that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that goes to show you fucking public school, fucking Peabody High School. Fuck. But I got through it. You know what I mean? I did algebra twice, but whatever. But yeah, I totally agree. They should, now that they're slowly incorporating the rap industry, because I think there's only 2 schools, actually one in the West Coast and there's one here in Massachusetts, I recently found out, that actually has incorporated the rap industry trade into their schooling for, into the, auto body mechanic, electrician, realm of, vocational stuff. Yeah. They're starting to incorporate the rap industry in with it, which is fucking unbelievable, dude. That's mind blowing thinking that the industry's so young and that, the schools are starting to adapt to it and realize that it's an actual thing. Like, it can make money doing it.
Yeah. Well, if people keep doing it the way they're doing it now, no one's going to make money.
No one's going to make money in it. Yeah.
Oh. And that's what it comes down to. It's one of those things. It's one of those touchy situations where I'm tired of seeing people put down other people.
Yeah.
Tired of seeing people, just doing work for nothing and not helping out or or anything like that. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. We all have projects out there that we are absolutely ashamed of.
Oh, got my fair
We
share.
all have vehicles out there that have all been messed up.
Yep.
No one's perfect. Nothing's perfect.
Right.
Perfect doesn't exist.
Right. 100%.
You know?
100%.
Excellence? Excellent, yes. Perfect? No. Doesn't exist.
Right.
There's not one perfect thing in the world.
You could still be a master or be called a master at something because you've already put your time in. You've put,
of course.
We've figured this out at last podcast, which was like the 10,000 hours. You had to wrap 1,000 something vehicles in 5 years. That's when you can kind of call yourself a little bit of a master. And okay, yeah, you could do the craft, but do you know the business end of it? You know?
Exactly.
You can't forget about that.
And here's the whole thing is everyone's still learning.
Yeah.
Business end of it.
Yeah.
You know? there's so many things that, you know, that I learn something every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I look at it. And I've been in this industry, damn near 30 years.
It's huge.
You know, and I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I learn a new way to put something down. I'll try something different. I'll make it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it don't work, but you know what? I try.
See, you're not complacent. You know, given that
No.
you've been doing it for so long, you
can't see because materials are changing.
Right.
Manufacturers change material and they won't even tell you.
Really? Whew, I didn't know that.
And they'll be like, oh, well, that didn't work. Well, all right.
Try again next time.
Yeah. You know,
Shit.
and I've noticed it. I've noticed I won't even name names, but I've noticed material from a year ago to now. Same color. And it's completely different.
Really?
Completely different. And then you're like, well, you know, I did this with this and, well, you know, we'll look into it. Yeah, okay.
I see where you're going with this one.
Yeah. All right, we'll look into it, all
right. Yeah. Fuck, dude. And then that's scary because those are the people, you know, we're at the mercy of them too. You know what I mean? The suppliers.
Exactly.
They need to be transparent. They want to put out good product and let us in. Let us know when you're coming out with something new. Let us know when you're switching it up and not, you know, kind of just throwing it on our laps. And if a couple people notice,
and just hope and pray.
Yeah. A couple people notice, well, that's fucking good odds. Nobody else did. You know?
Well, that's where, you know, this industry honestly needs to be regulated.
I agree. You
know, I think there has to be more things involved where, you know, there's just too many fly-by-nights.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too many things. Oh, well, this company, we're going to make vinyl for this company, put our name on it. And then all of a sudden, now you're throwing it out there and it's like, really?
Mm.
Really? So anybody can buy that stuff.
Right.
Like, serious?
Yeah.
Since when is, you know, now it's no longer, if you look overseas, it's a profession.
Yeah, Europe, it's huge.
You look here, it's a hobby. Really? How are you supposed to get respect?
I like that mentality, though.
When you have someone that can, you know, just go online, buy a roll of film, and wrap in their mommy's garage.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's not regulated, you know?
No.
And trust me, you know, listen, everybody's got to make money. I understand that.
Yeah.
But make it to a point where, you know, material costs are a lot higher than
for the
seasoned professionals that have been out here in the trenches doing the work so you can make that product.
Well, yeah, making a living off of it,
Exactly. Trying to put food on our family's table.
Right. I like that. I would hope that eventually, there are people out there in the contracting world, you get the contracting price and then you get you get the homeowner's price, make it two different prices, and maybe you gotta submit your tax ID number. Maybe you gotta submit some type of identification and you get that contract pricing,
Yeah, but it has to be, substantial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can't just be 10%, really? 10%. Really?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Fellers has got that bracket where, your gold, bronze, and silver.
Yeah.
It depends on how much you spend per year, your sales and all that stuff, and that, determines in what bracket you're in, or if you're buying pallets as opposed to onesie, twosie kits. And
I also know companies that are buying pallets, but they're just buying them from the manufacturer.
Right. That too. Yep.
So it's, it comes down to it's gotta be regulated,
But who's gonna do it? Who's gonna be the first one to step up to bat and put and really make a staple? Because
basically it's gotta be manufacturers. Manufacturers have to realize that, listen, we got guys out there, 30, 35, 40 years 45 years in the industry,
mm-hmm.
that are trying to compete with guys that are doing stuff for a quarter of the price.
Right.
Because we're selling this material to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
What I think it has to be regulated. It really does. It has to be for the professional. Listen, you go to a plumbing supply.
Right.
You're gonna pay what, $40 for, a brass check valve or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then, if you're in the union or you actually have a business ID and license and all that whole shooting match,
mm-hmm.
and all the insurance, you end up paying $15 for that.
Right.
Well, you know what? That's how it should be. It shouldn't be just a 10 or 15% increase. It should be making it, to a point where, all right, you know what? These guys are legit. They got a shop. They have insurance.
Right.
They're doing this quality of vehicles. This is what they're doing every month. Not the guy that's just going to go and be like my next door neighbor and he's going to go and buy a roll of vinyl and he's going to try to wrap his car.
Mm-hmm.
Serious?
But you know what I feel like? Just even talking about that, and I'm just brainstorming in my mind, is that you have to go through an extensive vetting period to be in Pain is Dead, to be in the mob, to be in the rap society. You have to be vetted to go into those groups and go through an extensive process to be part of those groups. Well, what the fuck? Why, anybody can buy the vinyl too. You know what I mean? And there's no vetting process for that, know? And I feel like there's more of a regulated thing when you're trying to get into the groups than you are actually being a business owner and buying the material, But the thing is, it like you said before, it's going to be hard to regulate it now in that way because there's
I honestly don't think so.
But I don't think a lot of people would go to bat for that. I think they would think it would hurt more business-wise doing it that way.
I think it'll actually do more for the industry. Because now you don't have some Tom, Dick, and Mo opening a shop with 6 guys next to you to try to wrap a vehicle.
For half the price that what you're charging.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they won't be saying, oh, well, my friend can do it in his garage. Well, you go right ahead.
Right.
But here's the whole thing. It's $1,000 for that roll.
Right.
What basically has to happen is these manufacturers have to realize it's like paint protection.
I was just going to say, they've got the best motto as far as the system and how they want it to work. Because honestly,
Exactly.
I feel like they've already figured out, okay, the way the vinyl industry is working ain't gonna work for us. We don't want that nonsense.
It'll never work.
It will never work. And they found a perfect medium for it. It's have one person in each region be the head person and just give a couple bites to a couple people in that area, and that's it. Like, nobody can buy anything from anybody. You know?
Exactly. And you know what?
Take a page. Yeah, take a page out of that. I mean, make it, you know, more broad because there's so many more shops, but.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't see paint protection prices going down.
No, those guys are making hand over fist.
Oh, I know, because that's what 90% of my work is now, is paint protection. It has been for the last 3 years.
Yeah, and if you're in it now, you're making great money. Ooh, great money. Way better than the wrap right now. I think, you know, it's going to give the run for the money that, you know, a lot of shops are now starting to incorporate paint protection into their services. But I think I think it's too late. If you were in it the last 5 years, you're making bank right now.
And I've been doing it longer than 5 years.
Yeah, you're probably doing it rogue back then.
I was doing it before I even knew Expel even existed.
Really?
And I was double laminating optically clear lamp.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Holy shit. How long ago was that?
When did the SC400 for Lexus come out?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't even remember how long ago that was.
That's got to be
2004?
Yeah, maybe like mid 2000s, maybe early 2000s.
Something like that.
Wow.
That's how long I've been doing it.
And taking optically clear and laminating that is what you were doing back then.
With optically clear lamp.
Wow. Talk about fucking old school. Wow.
And that was only on the SC400 and 300s because those noses were so tight and close to the ground.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because you were doing a lot of race cars back then, right?
Yep, I was doing race cars, and here's the crazy thing: I was more custom painting back then than I was anything else.
Really?
Yeah,
airbrushing, right? You got the hand on the airbrushing,
pinstriping, gold leafing. That's where I started.
Damn. Take me back to that. How did you like dabble with that? Cause I read a little bit about you and got a little insight, like you were, you know, back then you were like washing brushes for the hand painters and shit like that.
Yeah, for Delashio truck painting in Yonkers.
Wow.
I was basically washing his pinstripe brushes and his lettering quills just so I could learn how to do it. It took me a year of doing that.
Apprenticing, that's how it was back then.
Yeah, and you didn't get paid?
No. You got paid by learning, watching.
Exactly, and learning. And then he would give me a lettering quill.
Yeah.
All right, now I want you to do this stripe. I want you to do this stripe 100 times.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Really? This is what I gotta do.
And it was still never good.
Right? I was like, oh my God, but after 1,000 strokes,
yeah. That's what
it
took.
And I was like, this is where I want to be. This is, you know, because I was creative, I was artistic, you know, I came from an automotive background and everything, and I was like, oh, my grandfather was the head painter for General Motors in Tarrytown.
Wow.
So, like, I already had, like, paint and oil just going through my body already. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that was a great time for me back then. You know, it really was.
Yeah, sitting back, hanging out. You know, that back then, what was he doing? Smoking a pack of butts a day? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hitting the brush, drinking a little bit, you know what I mean? Getting work done. That was a life.
Yeah. And by noon, you know, if you had the right clientele and everything, by noon you were making $2-3 grand.
Wow. And that's a lot back then.
Yeah, but you're over there pulling, and that's the same thing that happened to that industry too. You know, you go there and pull a line, $75 a panel. Now there's guys, you know, pulling lines on the side of a car, if they're even putting them on there anymore.
Right.
And they're doing a whole side of a car for $20.
$20, right? Yeah.
It's like, are you serious? Like, it's just that whole industry, just like, and that's why I got into printing and everything, because I saw it. Because I would go to the sign show in Atlantic City all the time.
Oh, I loved going there, man. Woo.
And it was just like, and you could see it. It was, the bullpen kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and
yep,
guys are dying, and
yep.
You're like, oh man, you know, this is what's next, and you know. Then it was, all right, plotter, and it's a Gerber 4B, and no screen, no nothing, cartridges.
Didn't you love it back then? You know, who's spoiled?
I was like, why am I even changing? Oh my God! But thank God I did, because I know people that got left in the dust.
Yeah,
you know,
got eaten alive by the vinyl game.
Yeah.
You know,
if you weren't in the Midwest doing pinstriping and custom painting, you're not making money anymore.
No, definitely not. Dying art. You know,
exactly.
It's become now, and this is my opinion, a great trade at the end of the day, but it's become a hobbyist type thing. You see a lot of them now in the shows, and they have a section, but then they're showing people how to paint. You know what I mean? They're not really just doing it anymore. They're like, oh yeah, come pick up a brush. I'll show you a couple of things. It's like, dude, really? I love to learn personally. I've always loved to learn how to hand paint and pay homage to that because those were the stepping stones, you know?
That if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be in our industry today.
Agreed. 100%.
You know, those guys, they opened up a whole new realm for us. Yep. Truck lettering, door lettering, stuff like that. Like, really?
Yeah. Still huge. Still huge in Europe, man. Still huge.
Oh, of course. Gold leaf signs.
Yeah.
That they do in Europe. You're getting $15,000-$20,000 for, you know, routed out signs and everything. Gold leaf, painted.
Yep.
Then they put acrylic boxes around them just to keep them looking like that.
Right.
You know, it's like, really? And then you get guys here that they're doing a wrap for $1,500. Yet the guy that just painted that sign and gold leaf, they just made $20,000 in the same amount of time.
Yep.
So let's think about that. You know, it's like, you know, you got to be realistic, because the more you keep cutting down the industry, it's going to not be there anymore.
I wonder if it will come back full circle.
You never know.
You never know.
You know?
I mean, I know a lot of people that have converted, you know, slowly. It's a lot of negotiating and a lot of convincing that, hey, man, you know, you don't want to letter this next truck by hand anymore. You know, a lot of these landscapers around here, a lot of these tow truck companies, they love the authentic paint. And I'm just like, dude, you're not getting your truck back for 2-3 days. I'll letter that bitch in 3 hours. Be done.
Yeah.
Be done. Reflective all over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I know lots of guys that are still in New York that still want their trucks hand lettered.
Yep.
You know, pinstriped, all crazy.
Just to be different.
Just because there's value to it.
Yeah.
Because not every schmo can walk off pull out a 000 pinstripe brush and start doing scroll work all over around the door handle and everything. I don't care how much measuring and everything you do. There's no way you could ever do that.
No,
like,
not off the
solid.
dome. Yeah, not off the dome like that. And you know what's funny is that if you go back, there's no rhyme or reason to that either at the end of the day. There's no like measuring it shit out. Oh, we gotta mirror it exactly. You're never gonna see both sides at the same time. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Just fucking get it close. And nobody cared. They just wanted it painted. That's it.
Yep.
Oh, hitting the frisking paper with the blue chalk or the white chalk. You know what I mean? Did you do a lot of the pouncing for your guy?
I didn't do a lot of the pouncing. He basically showed me with the frisk paper.
Yeah.
Where you would draw on a butcher paper and then put the carbon paper on the vehicle.
Yeah.
And draw it on there.
Ooh.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother level. But he was known in Yonkers for 100 years.
Jesus.
You know, and it was amazing just to sit there and watch him do it.
I love it. I could fall. I've been through numerous rabbit holes on YouTube watching people paint cars. I'll go crazy. I'll be 2-3 hours. Like, what?
Oh yeah.
Nuts.
And then you look at it and you're like, oh shit, it's 3 a.m. Shit, I gotta get up.
What the hell have I been doing? Jesus Christ. But just like we would save our files on a computer, these guys are saving files in books and folders because they knew. Okay.
Big rolled up butcher patterns.
Yes. Yes. And those things never got old. They never got fucked up. As long as you didn't get them wet and didn't rip them, you're good to go.
And honestly, even if you got them wet, just let them dry out and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Just don't try to open it up when it was wet. Then you're screwed.
Right. Right. Holy shit, man. And it was always the same shit every time. Like, you pick the one shot every time. I mean, they've come out with numerous colors. Unless you're custom mixing, that sucks, but you know.
And that's what I used to do is I would just sit there and custom mix when I went to, you know, and here's the whole thing. When you go to a boatyard and everything like that, you're basically bringing the interior of the vehicle on the outside.
Right. Right.
So, you know, they don't have, you know, blues and stuff that match your interior perfect. So you're sitting there with white and, you know, you're sitting there with tan and stuff just to try to get it close.
Right.
You know, doing initials on the doors, on the door handles and,
Those were money makers back then, though. Hey, how much to put my wife's
$150 for the 2 front doors with initials. Really?
Oh, shit.
You're off and running to the races.
Oh my God, yeah. When you got your scroll work done and you got those those primary letter style, like your style, like every and that's funny because every hand painter had their own style of letter. Like they would always do. And you would know, like someone who knew this shit be like, yo, John painted that. Just cause I know the way he swoops that S like that on all his jobs. You know what I mean? That was respect, dude. When you could tell somebody's work just by looking at it.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
And it's funny because there were a lot of guys in New York and everything. And this one guy, Bats, you know, that was, you know, his thing was, I'm going bananas on your car. Mm-hmm. That's it. And you don't know what you're getting, but it's going to be $5-6 grand.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what I'm going to do on there. And the crazy thing is he went to college to be a doctor.
Come on.
And he took up pinstriping and hand lettering.
As like a side?
To put himself through school.
Wow.
And he ended up just staying with pinstriping because he was like, I'll make more.
Probably, yeah. Great choice, man. Put yourself through 6 or 8 years of, schooling and debt.
Yep.
Oh, my God. That's still something I don't get. Like, not that the industry would be the end all, say all type of thing, but, learning a trade now, it's just becoming so much more scarce that nobody wants to do it anymore.
Yeah, because everyone's just busy on their phone or busy online or just busy trying to make that quick $1 million or guess what? It ain't quick.
Surprise!
Guess what?
Oh, jeez.
But no one wants to really grind out. Everyone wants everything given to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That shit don't exist.
No, unfortunately, we were brought up in different times, and unfortunately, the times now it's scarce. It's okay. These are the people that are going to be running shit, for the next 25 years. It's, and
the sad thing is I look at, the kids nowadays, and I'm like, oh man, we're screwed.
Yeah, agree.
We're really like, no one's going to be able to do anything. Everyone's just going to want to sit around and collect a paycheck.
Yep. Agreed.
No one wants to learn to use their hands.
That's the hardest part.
It's like, that's why I protect my hands. I've broken my hand once, and I had to learn how to write and do everything with my left hand. So I could still work. So I can do the same exact thing with both hands. So
wow.
God forbid. And I was stupid. I was drinking while I was bowling, and my hand got stuck in the ball.
Come on.
And it swelled up. So I ended up breaking my hand because of that.
Oh my God. Something so minute.
Minute. You're out having fun. Who would think your hand's going to swell up and get stuck in the ball and break? No one.
No one. That'd be the last thing you think about. That's why I don't get daredevilish. I don't go snowboarding anymore. I used to.
I don't do anything.
Right. I love riding motorcycles. I don't even do that anymore. I'm good.
Like I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to do this, because, I gotta work.
Right. Yeah.
I got bills.
Like thinking of it, like or even saying it out loud, doesn't it just sound like why can I not live? You know what I mean?
Dude, I talk to myself a lot.
Oh.
And I say it out loud.
A lot of us installers do.
when I get that stupid thing, like, oh well, you know what? I can go on. No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No, because I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Work takes priority over everything.
Exactly. And it's an eye opener.
It absolutely is. I mean, look at what happened to oh my God, Moody.
Oh, Moody.
Yeah.
Moody, I know.
He's fucking still, in bed. You know what I mean?
He's in a boot watching his friends ride motorcycles now.
Dude, it sucks.
And that's horrible. Horrible.
And he's still, technically he can still kind of work because his hands are good, but he can't even get anywhere.
But how are you going to walk up a ladder with
that
thing?
Yeah, you can't get anywhere. It sucks.
And it's horrible.
It sucks. And you go out, you try to enjoy yourself because at the end of the day.
And you have a freak accident.
Yes.
A freak accident.
Yes.
Like, seriously?
Yep.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
When I saw that, I was like this. I was like, oh man, really?
Yeah. And you didn't think it was that bad until you saw the pictures. You're like, oh, his foot's swollen. Things like a fucking balloon.
Stuff is ripped off.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, wow.
It's been at least, what, 6 months probably now? I think he just posted something like last week.
I think it's been like 3 months or something like that.
3? I feel like it's been so much longer.
Oh yeah, because, that picture's embedded in our brains.
Oh
now.
my God. Yeah. Just a realization like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, really? Sometimes you don't even want to see that. You see the caution wet floor and you're like, all right, I'll go down the next aisle.
Yeah. I'm just going to go the long way. Please.
You know?
It's a constant reminder of that, tomorrow's never certain. And that, yeah, okay, you live your life and you want to have excitement and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, when you're the bread maker of the family and you're the sole person, making that money, it's kind of tough to live that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because of that.
The whole thing is, it comes down to, us making our choices for the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? I really want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get hurt,
God forbid.
Now what do I do?
Oh, and you don't have a backup. I mean, you could call, other people in, contractors, whatnot, but you can only do that for so long before people, they have their own stuff going on.
Exactly. And then you can only do that for so long until you start losing your mind because you can't do it.
You physically can't do it. Yeah.
And you're sitting there biting your tongue because you would have done it a little different and gotten maybe a little better result, or you just learned something and they got a better result. It's like, it's one of those things like,
yeah,
you just don't know.
100%. It's a tough life. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Tough life.
Exactly. And that's why I look at it and I'm like, well, anyone can hammer a nail. Anyone can use a screw gun, this and that. How many people can go and put down a wall graphic and make everything line up?
Right.
We're a very small group. It's
Agreed.
Not an actual taught trade.
Right. It's self-taught.
Exactly.
Still self-taught. I mean, you can go out and get training. That's great. You're taking a 3-4 day course. At the end of the day, you don't have a trainer next to you when you're at home, Yeah,
exactly. And it's funny because everyone uses backing slitters and everything like that.
Right.
3 years ago, me and Adam Sumner put up a video of actually cutting the backing paper and not cutting the vinyl. Because that's how we used to do it.
Yeah.
No, what was a backing slitter then? Nothing. It was your knife and you had to cut it.
Right.
So we tagged everyone and no one tried to do the video.
Yeah. No one's gonna, damn, I cut it. And then you start seeing people putting vinyl on their wrists and cutting away a little sliver. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, then you see on the next page and they were in the hospital.
Yeah. Couple Band-Aids. A little bit too deep this time.
I've done that. I've put paint protection on my arm and I've cut, whole lines, stripes.
Yeah.
And pulled it off for a customer and they're like, wow, okay, never mind. If you're going to do that on yourself, you can touch my car.
Right. That's a pure, indication that you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
If that isn't I'm using you type of thing, it's a good sales pitch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I never cut a car.
Right.
But
we've all done it. But it goes back to old school because templates, what the fuck was that back then?
There was none.
There was none, right.
And here's the whole thing. Paint protection, people don't realize it. Paint protection's been around since the early 60s.
You want to hear something? I actually did a little research. And do you know that it was called helicopter tape?
It was called blade tape.
Blade tape, because they used to cover the blades.
Did the leading edges of all the blades because when they would land down, no rocks and dirt would chip away the blades.
Right. And do you know who the first person to create paint protection film was?
I have no idea.
3M.
Well,
go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, biggest tape company in the world. Adhesive company.
That's it. And that goes back to World War II, I think it was, when they first came up with it.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, around that era. Yeah, and it was called many things,
Yeah.
but I think the biggest thing was like helicopter tape, because they did that to the propellers and everything like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yep. And they put them on the tanks as well.
Yep.
To help. And it just fluke thing that somebody ended up being like, hey, why don't we put it on cars? Maybe it will protect the car too. And that's how it was created.
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't even know that.
No, I did. I mean, I was eager. I mean, I try to read as much as I can. I don't read nearly as much as I used to. I used to try to read at least one book a month, back in the day.
We get lazy because now we can just Google or just talk to the phone and be like, here, I want to look this up, and it'll give you 100 pages to look up.
Right. Or audiobooks. I like audiobooks too when you're on the run. You want to get through a book. It's not bad, but you gotta give your eyes a little bit of work, dude. Look through that. But I was amazed when I looked up, the history of paint protection film. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow. And it just goes back. You learn something new every day. It's something completely different. I know nothing about paint protection other than, some characteristics and things like that. But other than that, I know nothing. And I love to do more training in it and really dabble in it. But it's just one of those things you gotta dedicate the time to it.
It's exactly. And that's one of the things with paint protection. Mm-hmm. You can't just dabble in it.
Right. You have to do it every day.
You have to jump both feet in.
Yep.
And just call it a day.
Right. Right. Agreed. That's what I've heard from everybody that has done it, is that you have to continuously do it every single day to get good at it. It's not something you can just do once a week, 3 times a month, whatever.
Nope. You have to be all in.
Right.
If you're not all in, it's like, oh man.
You lose it.
You do.
Yeah.
It's not like riding a bicycle. You do lose it.
Wow.
And it comes down to like, well, you got to stay on it.
Right.
And it's just like vinyl, you got to be in it.
Right.
If you're not all in and not concentrated, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. That's all I heard. Same exact things back and forth. It's, you have to keep on doing it every single day. You'll lose it. And, when you come to the different seasons, as you would know, being from the East Coast, you have to have your different solutions for different temperatures.
Trust me, it's just moving out here to San Diego, and I had my solution that I was using for years,
mm-hmm.
and I could use that with Expel. I could use it with everybody. Hexes. I came out here, and now all of a sudden, my whole solution changed.
Yeah.
And then I do work in Vegas, and that's a completely different solution.
I believe it.
And I'm like, oh man, it's so much. But by the time you get into it and you realize, all right, you know what? This works here, this works there.
Right.
Now you're off and running to the races. Now you're good again.
Right. It's the learning curve,
and especially, my main company that I use is Body Fence, Hexes.
Yeah.
And
great product, huh?
Great product. I've been using it since they started 6 years ago.
Wow.
And, it's just, for me, it's just amazing. It just works great for me. And it's easy to use.
Mm.
You don't have too many things like alcohol and all that. Like, I used to install it in New York. I had to use alcohol.
Right.
I get out here, I don't need alcohol. Now it's just regular water.
Really? You don't have to just get the edges down with a little...
I have a little slip, but I only use regular water now.
Wow.
So now it's even cost effective for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I'm not spending, $45 for a case of 70% alcohol.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, we always use it for, you know, our cleaning prep for vehicle.
Yeah. And for my prep and everything, I use 91.
Really?
91 and Dawn soap.
Holy shit.
That's my biggest prep.
Wow. Now you don't get into the whole detailing and stuff. Do you sub that out for the detailing part? Cause obviously it's gotta be pristine and everything.
I used to. I can wheel a car. You know, I've installed coatings and everything. I just, as long as I can keep working and money keep coming in, I'm not just signs and wraps. I can do it all. I get in there.
So you're still doing signs till this day? Still? Some signage stuff?
No, I haven't done a lot of signage.
Yeah.
Probably in the last year. It's all been basically, wraps and clear bra.
Wow.
I don't even do color change anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're in a saturated market, my friend.
You have no idea.
You got a lot of competition over there. Yeah.
And you know what? Competition is how you want to look at it. You know, I've seen what's here, and if that's my competition, it's not competition.
It all just comes down to numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I've seen it, and I'm just like, man, this is no good.
It's scarce. You know what I mean? It's not like there's a lot of shops here, as you know, in the East Coast, and
oh yeah,
they do a great job. It's just, again, the pricing's a little hairy, but it's California, my friend. It's like a shop in every corner, right? Doing it?
Not really around here.
Not in San Diego?
No. You know, there's a few good shops, some older shops and everything.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, again,
it's not a moneymaker at the end of the day.
It's nowhere near a moneymaker.
No. It's a good fill-in. Or some.
It's definitely a good filler. It's also very good for if you want to get presence on social media.
Yeah.
Because it's all that eye candy stuff.
Agreed.
But there's people out there missing 80% of the work. if you're not doing commercial.
Right. It's all right. Focus on the color changes. Just start eating up all the commercial game.
Yep. Like you want to do a color change? Right ahead.
Yeah.
Knock your socks off.
Yeah. I'll see you in 3 days. And I've already done 10 jobs and made triple what you made, you know? That's the hardest sell though. You know what I mean? It's, everybody wants the eye candy. Everyone wants to get into the customization part of it, which is great if you've got other things to upsell, like powder coating rims, accessories, like taillight tint, like all this stuff is good upsells to actually come up in getting that money. But when you're just doing a straight color, and they're ripping the car completely apart.
Yeah, total teardown.
Totally tear down. Like, crazy, dude. I don't think we've done one color change in the shop I work at and took the bumpers off. Not one. Everything's been on the car. Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just fathoms me. It's the new norm in how things are done, and I feel it and I hear it because it's like clients are asking, "Oh, do you remove the bumpers? Do you remove the door trim? Do you remove the?" It's like, dude, you've been doing more research than me. No, I don't take any of that nonsense off. It takes me too long. You want to wrap the knot, you know? If not, we're gonna go around it. If you are, then it's gonna be more. You know, if
you want all this removed, then
it's expected. It's expected, and that's crazy that they would think. It's like, dude, you're not getting a full fucking paint job here. Like, this is vinyl, bro. Like, We're not talking way behind there if we don't need to. I could see if we have to get into like a white car and we got to make it black, or a red car, we got to make it.
Oh yeah, but
you know
then
what I mean?
you can use techniques to get into certain areas and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't need to tear everything down and be like, oh well, I'm taking your doors off, I'm unplugging the computer and this and that and everything else. And I know because I've done it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, man, there's got to be a better way.
They expect it and they do a lot of research, and I find that a lot of people are getting educated on it, but it's improper information half the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's doing research online and Googling and YouTubing. God, it's good, and then it's bad at the same time. You know,
I can't even handle that YouTube.
It's tough. It's tough. And this is what it's come down to, you know?
Like I can see, you know, doing, you know, certain video and everything like that. And I was watching a video the other day. It wasn't even on YouTube. It was just on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was watching this guy do a handle, and I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? And I literally had to just scroll quick because I just couldn't handle it.
It's like, nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, you serious? Like,
what were they doing? Just,
it was just a mess, dude, honestly. And I was just like, I just can't anymore. It looked all fine and dandy and everything, but
you know it ain't gonna last.
I could see right because they cut right to the edge, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
That's gonna be curling back.
You cut right to the edge. You didn't post heat, and you're putting everything back together. All right. Well, have a nice day.
Yeah, that's what you get.
And I was just like, this is the problem now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's like people don't, oh yeah, well I can show you this and I'll show you how to do it. All right. Show me.
Yeah. That's tough. You know what it is? It's tough to watch.
Because everyone wants to be a trainer.
Right.
And all right. You can't.
You can't make up your own is the problem.
Exactly.
You can't make up your own. It's you have to be certified by a manufacturer and backed by a manufacturer in order to have some type of status of that nature.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's just everybody's out there and they're just going rogue.
Well, it's just because we have the platform for it. You know what I mean? We have
the platform and the industry again. I'm just going to just say it again. Isn't regulated.
Yeah. It's a tough nut to crack. It's a lot of people want to say it, but then not say it out loud to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know, well, I said it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the best platform for it. Whether they're listening or not listening, I don't know. I've never been approached by anybody. I know Frank Fellers listens once in a while. Chris from Metro listens once in a while, but I don't think a lot of the big ops
manufacturers.
Yeah. I don't know. I know they know of me. I've met them at RapsCon. So, you know, as far as, you know, if they're constantly listening or getting feedback from it, which I hope they are, because I feel like you're hearing it from the horse's mouth on this podcast. We're the ones spending the money on the material. We're the
ones in the trenches.
Right. We're the ones making it work, you know? I feel like we should have a voice for that. We should have an opinion to how things should, you know, work or run to an extent, because if we all stopped, okay, let's just say, I don't know, the top 50 shops in the country just stopped buying vinyl. You think that would make a dent in the industry?
Nah.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oof, it'd be like it'd be the 1%. It'd be 1% of so much that's out there.
Yeah, it's, it's just, I don't think top 50, it'd probably have to be.
How many you think? What's the number?
I would think it would have to be the top 1% shops.
Yeah.
The shops that are buying 2-3 pallets. The shops that are, really out there grinding out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Blue Media. What's that? Blue Media?
You got Blue Media. You got TKO Graphics.
Yep.
You got a lot of companies out there that produce a lot of material.
A lot of square footage.
And you take shops like that out of the equation, there goes your industry.
Yeah, that makes a dent for sure. I mean, even Blue Media. I mean, their facility alone, it's like every square inch there's a printer somewhere. You know what I mean? And that thing's running. How much square feet you think they wrapped at the Super Bowl? Just for that, dude.
Oh my God!
Thousands upon thousands. I mean, they must have went.
It has to be at least 250,000 square feet.
You think so? How many?
It has to be.
Fucking.
Look at Jim Miller. He and everyone. They put these huge crews together.
Yeah.
Like, that's monstrous.
Yeah. And what?
Everyone that I know and was on that.
Right. Yeah. Those are top of the top working on that shit. And that's the only way they were going to get it done in that time frame. You know what I mean?
Monsters.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, just to be a part of that must have been mind blowing. You know what I mean?
And just for Tim to put together crews like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's, forget it. I wouldn't even be able, I'd just be sitting in the corner with a box of tissues.
Yeah.
I hope it gets done.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. When are they playing again? Oh my God.
But, just to be able to orchestrate, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, you take stuff like that out of the equation.
Yeah.
Where's your industry?
That's going to make a dent for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And these people gotta be saying something. There's no way that they're being tight-lipped or not giving their 2 cents in. There's no way there aren't people out there saying something. There's gotta be. The problem is, it's like, are they taking that into consideration?
Well, the problem is, they're only looking at bottom lines. They're not looking long term.
Yeah. How good did we do this quarter?
Exactly.
That's it.
All right, we did that. All right, we can get our bonuses. We can do that. All right, no problem. We're good.
Right.
But that's with every industry, though.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're doing at the end of the day. We want to make good numbers.
But we're also the ones that are running in the trenches, and we're the ones putting in 18 hours a day.
Right.
Working around the clock.
I agree.
Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to answer a phone call because it's on the East Coast, for a job that you're doing on over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet you just went to bed at 2.
Yep. You know that. Even if it was vice versa.
Exactly.
Even if it's vice versa. I mean, there's so many people that are interacting with each other day in and day out from coast to coast. Or even internationally. For that matter.
Oh, I know.
And
being on the wrong side of it where, it's their morning and it's our night.
Right. Yeah. Like, Australia. Yeah. It's tomorrow. There's people waking up now rapping. Right now, as we speak.
Right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. I forget what it was. I think it was Sunday night. And, I put up the thing about Game of Thrones because I wanted to throw another face swap out there. And, somebody posted on there, were like, yeah, it's already tomorrow, mate. And I was like, shit.
Like,
That's
we already
right.
saw it.
Yeah. I saw it last night. I'm already rapping right now. It's crazy. It's the shit we don't think about that goes on, you know?
Exactly.
We only see what's in our backyard, unfortunately. And it's so much
or
bigger.
What we see on social media and everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all we see. You know? Unfortunately. But we actually get, you know, to celebrate, you know, at least twice a year with RapsCon.
Exactly.
And SEMA.
RapsCon, SEMA.
Right. Get to see everybody, and catch up on things, and, you know, see the people behind the social media, see people behind, you know, all this great work that's getting put out, you know?
Of course. And then being able to go out, have a few drinks, talk, and then you start talking to them and they all say the same thing. And it's like, really? Then we should all do something about it.
Agreed.
You know, it's just one of those things. It's, you know, it's gonna have to get done eventually.
Oh yeah.
It's just, it might be too late sometime.
I'm hoping it's not, because it's such a great industry, and I think
it is. It's an amazing industry. It's provided for me.
Yeah, it's
you
provided for us.
It's provided for a lot of friends.
A lot of friends, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just you know, I just see the whole, you know, cutting everyone down and cutting the pricing down and all that, and it's just like, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's more than anything, it's frustrating. It's concerning.
Especially
for the future.
When you go and you already saw the address of a lot of the locations, and then you go and take pictures of it and you send it back to them and be like, well, here's what your 75 cents got.
Right. Right.
It's 3 hours later and it's halfway down. You know, it's like, oh, here you go.
Right. It's sad, man. I just feel like, you know, we were all making money like late 2000s, late 2000s, like mid 2000, like 2008 to maybe 2014, maybe 15, 16. That was like a big boom. Like that huge gap right there was huge for me, industry wise. I was making a hand over fist. Nobody was saying anything about pricing. I was making money. It's great.
No one cared about money back then. It was just like, all right, you know, we have to do it to get back to our standards and everything, because it's market crash and all that.
Yep.
You know, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, wait, you know.
Everything's back to normal. Why is... Yeah. Prices go down, you mean? No, dude.
Like, it's a great economy, but, you know, can't you do it for less?
Yeah.
Really? I have even more experience now.
Right.
You paid me more when I knew less.
Yeah.
And now you want to pay me less because I know more.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's not how it works.
That don't work that way.
I was born yesterday, but not last night, sir. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Fuck. Yeah, that's when the whole, you know, that business end of things, that interaction, that knowledge, that education that you have to kind of kick into gear, where you get out of that install phase and you're going into sales pitch phase. You know what I mean? And you got to have that prepped and ready to go.
Yeah, and basically, you know, once people tell me that, oh, I can get it for this price, I go up higher than I had already initially offered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, but wait, you're supposed to, no, I'm not. You went down, I'm going to go up even more.
Right. And people don't understand, like, some people will respect that. You know what I mean? They'll look at that and be like, damn, this guy's got balls, but I like it. You know what I mean? He's a straight up businessman. You know? He's not doing it to undercut the next guy, because then it just becomes a fucking, okay, send me his invoice. Let me see what he's working with his numbers.
Exactly. And I'm like, wow.
No, yeah. It's like your buddy wrote this up. There's no way anybody's doing it for this price.
Be like, the material costs more than that.
Right.
Like,
there's no money. You're not making anything. I've had that happen once. An invoice came in. I asked. I'm like, listen, I'll either meet or beat it, but I need to compare apples to apples here. I need to see an invoice. I was like, dude, just highlight away, mark out away who it is. I don't need to know who the shop is. Just give me the bottom line. Give me the numbers. I want to see if he's written down what type of media it is and everything like that. And I was quoting a fleet, big job. They wanted partials. The invoice that came in were fulls and they were half the price. I'm like, dude, no way. I'm like, something's fucking fishy here. Like,
yeah,
it ain't gonna.
Something don't smell right and it ain't me.
Yeah. And then we called them out on it and then they went dark. It's like, dude, come on. You guys are shady. Like, you're running businesses like this, $1 million businesses like this. Come on. Can't be doing that nonsense. And
I'm not gonna lie, but I've done stuff it was cheaper, but the company said, listen, we'll do this job. Next job, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's whatever you quote.
Right.
Just for a pinch. And I've done it. And you know what? I got a knock on wood that, next invoice, I gave it to him. And it was, all right, whatever. It is what it is.
Wow.
You pulled us out on that one. So,
ooh. It is what it is.
But very far few between did I ever do that.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of research.
It's like,
it's a gamble.
No. Yeah, and I would only do that. I only had 2 agencies that I would work for. And they were aces with me.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 more that popped up and everything, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I got my 2. I don't need too many.
I got my 2. They keep me busy enough for where I can handle.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm good.
Yep.
Because once you start spreading yourself thin, that's when you run into issues.
Always.
And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. How much of your schedule do you have to, like, how far out do you usually book yourself, to keep everything kind of rolling and the cash flow going?
I used to be booked out 2 months in advance.
2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. How can you even schedule anything 2 months? Wow. Those, at the end of the day, those are fucking loyal clients.
Because they realize that, this is how he stays on his deadline. This is how we get our quality. This is how, we get to be able to talk to him on the phone. We can send him an email and he's going to respond back.
Right.
So they respect it, but they're loyal.
Right.
Companies aren't loyal anymore.
No.
They're like, oh, well, all right, no problem. I know guys that to get on their list, you have to pay them 50% up front.
Get out of here.
Just to get on their calendar. And you know what? Why not?
It's security.
Exactly.
Security. That's all you need. Security. You get 50%.
Hey, you go to buy a house, right? You got to put 20% down on that house, right?
Yep.
Security.
Yep. Absolutely. You want to cut out? Something's better than nothing.
You're going to buy a car. You got to put money down, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to let you walk out of there without paying for that car in some form or fashion.
Right. You're going to be paying for that car interest. Woo! Get you for that.
Yep. So why not?
Wow. So you'll take deposits in advance and have them booked out certain date, like that's their date, and they're blocked off for that particular day or days for that project.
That's their day or week if they need it.
Yep.
But that's blocked off for them.
Wow.
Now, if it gets delayed, you know.
You have a delay fee? You have
Oh,
some?
yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
lost that deposit.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh, shit. You got to start all over.
Got to start from scratch again.
Holy
because now
shit.
I'm already booked out.
Yeah. Ooh. But that's probably, you have to have.
That's the inconvenience fee.
Yeah, yeah. But you got contracts written out for these particular scenarios.
Exactly.
And
they're big jobs.
Right.
You're not just sitting there and taking, all right, well, in 2 months you're going to come in for a call.
Right.
No.
Yeah. They're big contract jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you've gone through the years and have created your, contract sheets and all that stuff and changed it numerous times to accommodate different scenarios that you've dealt with.
You always accommodate, especially if it's a company that's been loyal to you.
Yeah.
You're always going to do something. You'll be like, all right, well, listen, you know what? You haven't done that to me in a year and a half. So, we'll look over it, but, now I got to hire other people to come in.
Right.
All right. Well, no problem. As long as we can get it done, let's just get it done.
Right.
That's great, dude. To know that you're month, 2 months deep into work and know that that's the best security right there, man. Just knowing that you're busy enough like that. Woo.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I'm just, I'm lucky. That's all I have to say is I'm just lucky and fortunate that I can be able to be like that.
Yeah. Well, you've been in the industry long enough. You know the ropes. This isn't new territory for you. You know how the ship sails. You know what I mean? It's like riding a bike. You get it.
Yeah, and you never know. If it slows down, guess what? I'll pick up a lawnmower.
Yeah.
And I'll go cut grass.
Hey. You're in good weather for that.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about rattlesnakes, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not good with that.
That's gotta be a whole nother industry of price gouging them landscapers over there.
Oh yeah. Well, we have anti-venom pricing now.
Anti-venom pricing? Holy shit.
Hazard tax or something like that.
Yeah. They'll find a way. Holy shit, man. Crazy. Well, we've been talking for probably the better half of 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, almost 2.5 hours.
Can't even believe it, man.
I can't even believe it.
It goes
doesn't
quick.
Even feel that long.
Right? I tell everybody, and I know I didn't tell you in the beginning, but I usually tell everybody in the beginning, I'm like, yeah, 2 hours is good, but it goes kind of quick. So, and they're like, nah, 2 hours is a long time. We'll talk about a lot. I mean, we have talked about a lot, but we've
talked about a lot,
but it goes by so quick. I feel like we could do another 2.5. Easy.
We probably could, which is the sad thing. But I don't think there'll be many people listening.
Nah, it'd have to be a part 1, part 2 type of segment, but that's all good, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, man. I know you've been working all day and hopefully you got to relax a little bit while chatting with me.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure. It was, especially when we hit it off at RapsCon, it was just like, all right, that's it.
Oh, dude. that is a memory I will never forget.
Oh, I know. I was like,
Just a memory I will never forget. And whoever knows. And whoever doesn't
don't know,
oh well. Exactly. Oh, man. That was good. It was good. It was fun time, man. Fun time.
That was definitely a classic moment.
It was for sure classic. It's just right place, right time for one of us.
Well, actually for both of us.
Yeah, I guess, and thank God we caught up the next day. It squared it off because I kind of felt bad.
Because I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I felt bad after you told me that. I was like, holy shit, he thought that? No.
but I'm glad I got that burden off your chest.
Oh yeah, I was just like, man, where is? Oh, there he is. All right.
Oh shit. That could have went two ways. Seeing me the next day. Be like, wait a minute, that's not her.
You know what? It is what it is. So I'm like,
shit.
However it went, it was gonna go.
It was gonna go. We were gonna get there, and we were gonna get there fast. Oh my god.
But yeah.
Great. Well, dude, is there anything else that maybe you want to talk about that we didn't bring up during our convo?
I don't know, man. I think we've touched on everything.
I think so too. It's been great.
You know, it's definitely been great, and truly honored. Honored to be on here. Stop.
Everybody says that. Drives me nuts. Honored. Come on, dude. This is just conversation. It's.
Hey, listen, all I am is a sign maker gone rapper, gone worker.
Gone worker.
That's all I am. You know what I'm saying?
You put in the years, you put in the knowledge, you've helped grow the industry. You know, you've been in it for so long. You're part of the, what do they say, the fabric of it. You know what I mean? You're part of the fabric. You've built it up. You've got a great network of veterans and newbies and a little bit of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've helped create what we now have, you know, for the industry. So I honored to have you on. You know what I mean?
See, now I'm blushing.
It's all good.
Nah, but listen, I just look at it this way. We're all in this industry together. You know, why not make it just as good as it can be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not one person that's making an industry. It's the industry making the industry.
Right. Agreed.
You know, it's like, I just, like I said, all I do is work. Throw a squeegee in my hand and a blade and I'm good.
Mm-hmm. That's all you
I'll
need.
make it happen.
That's all you need. Well, we can end on that note, brother.
Definitely.
I like to let everybody know, where they can find you on social media or website. They want to connect with you or work with you or anything.
Yeah, it's, actually all I have up is, my Instagram, and that's Hitech Raps. And, honestly, like 90% of the people that, you know, use me or anything already know me.
Right.
You know, I haven't posted up on social media in over a year. So
You're quiet. I like that.
I'm, you know what it is? It just gets to a point where it's like the people that know.
No.
Already know.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I like to keep my circle small.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
You know, and you know, all my friends and everybody, they all know what I'm doing. They all know I'm out there grinding with a squeegee.
Yep.
So,
well,
but it's just one of those things. It's, you know, I just like being quiet.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes being quiet is good. Getting it off the social for a little while is good. Going a little dark once in a while is good. It is what it is. But if anybody's looking for a top-notch installer in the San Diego area, Rick's gonna be a guy. For sure.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Well, dude, thanks for taking the time out of your day. Thanks for chatting with me. It's been great. I'm sure we'll talk again soon. You know,
of course.
And see each other again at another event.
Yeah, Raps time. Unless you're going to be at ISA.
I don't know. I have a better chance. You have a better chance of seeing me at ISA in New Jersey. Oh, ISA's in Florida this year, isn't it?
It's in Vegas next week.
Oh, Vegas next week. Yeah. No. Negative then. Yeah. Jeff's not going to be doing any type of traveling this year. I'm getting married in October. So,
congrats, man.
Thanks, brother. Thanks. Yeah. So that's become high priority and everything. And it sucks because it's in the middle of everything. It's like August RapsCon, October SEMA. It's like, damn it. I'm trying to convince her to go to SEMA at least, but I don't know. It's 2 weeks.
Hey, you could get married at SEMA.
I could. We're getting married 2 weeks before SEMA, and it's like, can we manage going to Vegas for like a week? I don't know. Trying to squeeze it.
Well, try to squeeze it, man. That'll be great.
We'll see. It's still up in the air. It hasn't been a no yet. I haven't gotten a solid no. So there is light.
Hey, not a solid no. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know,
hell yeah.
Anybody out there that's got a significant other, solid no's are good. I'm keeping hope.
Definitely.
Awesome, dude. Well, Rick, again, dude, thank you so much for being on the show, and I wish you well for the rest of 2019, brother.
Oh, same to you, man. Same to you. And I appreciate you.
What's up, folks? Hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Thank you to everyone that tuned in, and thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to IBOW Training, offering a variety of training options such as training at your shop, group training classes nationwide, and even private design print profile training through remote login. Learn more about IBOW at ibowtraining.com. Thank you also to We Print Wraps, the industry's #1 source for wholesale printed wraps, offering free nationwide shipping across the U.S. and Canada on all orders over $500. And don't forget, exclusive listeners of this podcast save 5% on your next order when you use promo code all wrapped up at checkout. See why industry pros love them and visit WePrintWraps.com. Till next time, folks, that's a wrap.